What is going on, everybody? It's Alex coming back to another video, and today we are going to be doing a way too early 2022 NFL mock draft, mock the mock. And this one's going to be with Trevor Sikkema. I got to keep my voice down a little bit because it is finals. And if you guys are part of the Discord, which I highly recommend that you do, we have over 100 people in there, so I love all y'all. You guys will know why this video is going to be going up very late. Had some major issues with my car, to put it very lightly. So today's been one heck of the day. So thank you guys for bearing with me. Hopefully this will go up. We're gonna have a quick video here, but just want to continue flexing the fact that I know KT personally. We went to high school together, and this should be fun. So let's just dive into this. Obviously they're using the Super Bowl odds to make the list, so respect to them for that. Starting off with number 1, they got Spencer Rattler. He has some personality issues, but I know that he has the highest ceiling in the class. So I personally would be, I'm very intrigued at what Sam Howell does without his top 4 weapons. If he's able to overcome that, that might make him the number 1 overall pick, because it shows that he's not really dependent on his situation. Because again, losing your top 4 weapons, De'Ami Brown, Daz Newsome, and then Javonte, as well as Michael Carter, that is going to be a big change. So if he's able to overcome that, that's going to be a very good sign for him transitioning to the NFL. Number 2, Keaton Slovis. I hate Keaton Slovis as the number 2 pick. I still have like a mid-first on him, but that's out of hope. I saw in that Pac-12 game, Pac-12 championship, I thought he was maybe a 6th round to UDFA. That's how he played that game. And that's a big game that he lost against Oregon, where he should have just crushed it. I know that there's a big upside to Keaton, but not that much. Also, by the way, at number 1 overall, even if the Houston Texans are here, this is Deshaun Watson probably won't be the quarterback. Unfortunately, based on the fact they drafted Davis Mills, it doesn't look like things are going too well with that. But to be honest, they'll be in this position because maybe Tyrod doesn't do too well. And then Davis Mills doesn't have that much experience. Give him 1 more year, man. Give him 1 more year. I'd draft KT right there. Thibodeau. I would do it in a heartbeat. Thibodeau. I don't even know. I went to school with him. Never. Everybody said it a different way. But KT is unbelievable. He's generational. Spencer Rattler, I don't think he's generational. So I would honestly take the generational talent in KT, have him in that JJ Watt-esque, Chase Young-esque role where he's just dominating dudes, just dominating day after day. And take quarterback another year if it doesn't continue to work. Again, Davis Mills had 11 starts. Give him some time. The entire team was kind of in shambles, and they had a pretty aggressive free agency period. So we'll see how that goes. But personally, you guys will see, if you guys follow me on Twitter, when I release my way too early 2022 for the website, I'm putting KT as my number 1 pick. But yeah, this one, I can honestly see it being Sam Howell as well. Again, projecting that he overcomes the situation. Keaton Slovis fits honestly better than Spencer Rattler. Spencer Rattler doesn't fit what the Detroit Lions just are. I mean, if you really want Matt Stafford, Jared Goff, you're not going to be transitioning to Spencer Rattler, which you could, but again, I think you take the best guy who would fit what you want to run the best, which makes sense. So Jets getting KT, I love it. There's no doubt about it. Even if Zach Wilson had a rough year 1, KT is going to be an unbelievable impact with Lawson on the other side. I love that pick so much. Bengals going Derek Stingley. I'm a big fan of this one as well. Obviously, they have a lot of corners that they did bring on free agency. Again, you got like some guys who were like 1-year signs, and some dudes who probably won't always be an impact the same way Derek Stingley could. He definitely has been worth taking since the day he stepped on the field. If I'm not mistaken, I think he's my number 3 pick in my own draft. Number 5, we got the Eagles getting Sam Howell. I can see this. Again, it just depends if Jalen Hurts was the reason for this. If he was like Deshaun Watson on a team that was just complete garbage, like injuries riddle him again, then that's different. That's a totally different situation. If we're going to assume that the whole entire team was the reason, including Jalen Hurts. So if you're at number 5, you take a quarterback. Sam Howell might not be the best fit, but I think that he'd be perfectly fine. The ceiling will be there. Again, Sam Howell could be a 2nd rounder, or else he can be the number 1 overall pick, just depending on how he plays this year. It's he could even be a 3rd this year if we just see major regression without his weapons. So something to take note of. Jacksonville Jaguars, Kyle Hamilton. I love this pick. I think that it's a lock pretty much for most of the 22 mocks. Again, they need safety desperately. They passed on Trevon Merrick to select ETN to select Tyson Campbell, which, I mean, I'm a fan of Tyson Campbell. I guess they're going to be putting Henderson in the slot. So, I mean, if they believe that that's going to be a viable solution, then this could be the best secondary, arguably in the NFL, if Rayshawn Jenkins continues to play at a very high level. Giants going George Pickens. He tore his ACL, so I don't even know if we're going to be seeing him this year, which is very unfortunate. That means he's not going to be the number 7 pick. George Pickens, he's huge, but also very slim and with injury concerns, and then had a couple terrible drops, not very high drop rates. So that's a plus to the minus. Then I think that he's going to drop quite a bit. So that's unfortunate because I have a lot of hope for George Pickens. But again, it's like you got to get some better separation as well. But again, I think he can do that. He's super young. He's super talented. Just, again, not going to be taken number 7 overall. And the Giants, I don't think they need to take wide receiver when the reason they're at number 7 is because Daniel Jones has completely failed the team. At number 8, you got Evan Neal to the Panthers. I like the idea that he can be a tackle or a guard. I think he is a guard, 360 pounds. He's unbelievable. I just think that he'll be a guard at the next level, but who really cares? Evan Neal is going to be a beast, and the Carolina Panthers can use help at both. So at number 8, that's where I'm fine taking a guy who has a lot of potential there because, again, these Alabama boys, they're pretty good. At number 9, the Falcons gained DeMarvin Leal. Fun fact, I think DeMarvin Leal might have been my number 4 overall pick. He's just unreal. He's an unbelievable interior defensive lineman. I think he could be one of those like Derek Brown coming into the league hype type of guys, where it's just like, whoa, we don't see this every now and then. He's just unbelievable. So there's a big potential for this guy to make a very big jump. So I like it. And next we got Washington going Cade Mays. This is really rich for Cade Mays, I'm going to be honest. It really depends on if they like Eric Flowers, right? So you can extend him, you can extend Scherf, you can trade Scherf. I think that Tyler Linderbaum, if you want to use him as a guard, would be better in this situation. But, obviously they have a very high opinion on Cade Mays. I liked Cade Mays, had him as a top 100 prospect before he went back to school. So we all know Tennessee boys know how to play some offensive line. But I think this is really, really rich. And again, if Washington's at this spot, you have Taylor Heineke for only one more year. Fitzpatrick not going to be there another year. You go quarterback. There's still Matt Corral on the board if you want to be balls to the wall, similar to Fitzpatrick. If you want to go more like new, you go Malik Willis, which I know one of our Washington fans loves Malik Willis. So I think quarterback would have been the right option at 10. Number 11, the Raiders going Charles Cross. They're already saying fuck you to Alex Leatherwood. But I honestly think Alex Leatherwood fits better as a guard. I said, hey, if he plays guard, he's worth an early second, right? Didn't really say that to you guys behind the camera. I always said that he's an excellent guard. I just thought he was like a 4th round tackle. But teams love him. A lot of teams have him as their best lineman. So getting Charles Cross to be that actual right tackle and kick Leatherwood to guard, that would make total sense. So obviously they're probably not going to do that because it's Gruden, but I think that would be pretty good. New York Giants going Kyer Elam. Don't think they need a corner. Really don't. I mean, you just brought on Adoree Jackson, keep Garrett Bradbury. You have 2 slot corner options who are really good in Aaron Robinson as well as Darnay Holmes. Again, where's the quarterback, bud? I think that maybe the quarterbacks aren't nearly as good as they were in this year's class. Not even close. I'm not very excited for him, even though I know Matt Corral personally. I just don't think that those are the right positions of need. Those are almost the 2 positions that they kind of have locked up. So a little bit confusing to me. Chargers going Sevyn Banks. Honestly, don't really mind it at all. I mean, Sevyn Banks is more of a safety to me, but he could definitely play that Rayshawn Jenkins role if you really want him to. I don't know. I guess you can use him as a boundary. That makes sense. ASJ to me is a slot corner, so you still need a boundary corner one. Sevyn Banks could definitely be that, so I'd be fine with that. Minnesota Vikings going Drake Jackson. There's your edge pick, but I just don't think Drake Jackson. He is worth a mid-first to me, but I would personally go with the kid from Ohio State. I'm forgetting his name right now. He'll be on this list, but I think that that's much better. Kenton Green is probably the best part of the Texas A&M offensive line. Of course, the Steelers drafted the left tackle, but he is very talented. Arizona, I don't know if they really need him. They still have Josh Jones there, and I mean, obviously Rodney Hudson's their guaranteed center for a little while, as well as I think they drafted a center out of Penn State in the 7th round this year, so he can develop as well. I don't really know if that's the right move. You could actually get a boundary wide receiver if you wanted to here, but I mean, you do whatever the hell you want. The Cardinals have not many holes to fill. I think maybe a cornerback would have been better, though. Tennessee Titans going John Mechie. I just don't think he's going to make that jump. Really don't. He's going to be the number one option, but Alabama is changing significantly. I mean, you think about it. Now they have Bryce Young. It's pretty much their quarterback, right? So that's already a huge change in Alabama's scheme, as well as the fact that they don't have 4 first-round wide receivers or 2. And I don't think John Mechie is one of them. He has a big drop rate, and he just doesn't get separation like the other guys. He just doesn't pop. So I don't think that this is a little bit rich for Mechie, but I honestly hope that he could play at that high of a level. Steelers getting Rasheed Walker. I like the kid out of, I think Zion Johnson's his name, out of Miami a little bit better. But if Rasheed Walker can become more consistent, sure. Obviously, the Steelers desperately need tackles, so I can see that. Jets going George Karlaftis. So they go 2 edges. That's a little bit surprising to me. I think that this is a place where you can get Ahmad Gardner, which, I mean, I love him. I'm going to be having him in my top 10 for sure. He's just a beast. He's a dominant lockdown corner out of Cincinnati, but I don't know why you're going 2 edges here. That's a little bit weird for me. Saints going Chris Olave. They desperately need it. I'll tell you that. Eagles going Zion Nelson. This could be a starter over Jordan Mailata, over the kid from Washington State they drafted a couple years ago that I'm blanking on. Could definitely be a good starter if they don't take a jump. Otherwise, maybe Tyler Linderbaum would be good here as well. You can play him like Landon Dickerson at guard, but I don't know. It's just you really have to see why the Eagles failed this year. Next, we got the Patriots going Garrett Wilson. I think one of the Ohio State receivers is a perfect fit. That's fine with me. Cowboys going Weidermeyer. Love it. Keep him in Texas, and the team desperately needs a real tight end. So I like Weidermeyer to the Cowboys. Could go safety there as well. Brandon Joseph is a beast. Colts getting Darian Kendrick. Dude, after he got kicked out of LSU, do not think he's going to be a first. Really don't. He was going to be a fringe first this year, and he kind of looked doo-doo in the playoffs. So, it's that's a little bit rich for me. If you swap that with, again, Ahmad Gardner, cool. Next, Treylon Burks out of Arkansas. I like it. Really good. But again, he's a slot wide receiver at 6'3". I just don't know if that's going to be the right move, personally. Because you have, if I'm not mistaken, they traded up for Amari Rodgers. So that's going to be definitely interesting. I could see a guy like, what's his name? Oh my God, I'm bugging on his name. It's Drake London. Drake London would be a really good prospect. That guy's a beast. You guys said that I was hating on Drake London. I wasn't. I love Drake London. I want to see a little bit more NFL talent from him because he can dominate at the college level. The question is, can he take that to the NFL? And sometimes maybe not. Zach Harrison, that's the guy I'm thinking of. This would be a great pickup. I think Zach Harrison's a monster. I mean, he's unbelievable. So I think he's going to take a big jump. I don't think he's going to be generational, but if he takes that jump, he could be trying to get into that top 5, top 4 territory. Broncos going Christian Harris. I'm glad the first linebacker dropped down to here because it's not that top heavy of a linebacker class. And again, there's Mike Jones from Clemson going to LSU, who Brochma is really high on, and I actually like him quite a bit too. But Christian Harris is obviously, he was a better version of the now undrafted guy out of Dylan Moses, a guy out of Alabama. So obviously he is quite talented. So there's a lot to be hopeful for. Dolphins going Aiden Hutchinson. This is okay. It's okay. I wouldn't hate on it, but again, it's like, are you really gonna say that Ogba and Jalen Phillips aren't really gonna make an impact? I think the Dolphins have some bigger needs. You can probably address the safety position here. You did with Javon Holland, but I guess I just don't have that much faith in Javon Holland in this scheme. Of course, Brian Flores will make it work, right? So I guess you can have that, but I don't know. There's just something that's wrong to me about this pick. I think a running back would be really good here, but you can't ever fault a team for going edge. Next, Detroit Lions going Justin Ross. With the spinal concerns, this is a reasonable spot for Ross to go. He definitely, arguably, is the best talented wide receiver, but he's a stick of a dude. But yeah, this would be a great addition for the Lions. Definitely, I would love this pick. Absolutely. Bills going Isaiah Spiller. He's aggressive. He's really good. So I wouldn't really mind this at all. They're looking at the Najee Harris sweepstakes. That's fine with me. Ravens going Jordan Battle. Wrong safety. Wrong safety, in my opinion. If you really want to go balls to the wall, you go Brandon Joseph, who's more of a box safety, but damn, he's really good. Yeah. Tampa Bay Buccaneers going Jordan Davis. I think that's a great fit. A lot of upside here. So, I mean, I've been always a big fan of Jordan Davis. I have him more as a round 2 guy, but again, the Buccaneers, they can just fill that Ndamukong Suh role like they talked about right here. That's cool. Kansas City Chiefs ending off the draft with DeMar Overshown. I don't know if Overshown is a first rounder, but he definitely has the potential for it. Like, he is a slight dude. Like, look at that. And I think the Chiefs already have their run-stopping linebacker in Bolton, as well as their more rangy linebacker in Willie Gay. Don't know if this will be the need. Again, I could see a guard being the spot because I think Creed Humphrey will take over at center, or you can just get a center like Linderbaum, stick him in, and then keep Humphrey at guard, which I think is a better idea. But again, I mean, I don't know if this is the right position of need. So the Kansas City Chiefs did a great job this offseason, though, limiting all their weaknesses. So cheers. I mean, Trevor Sikkema, he's a very smart man. Obviously, he doesn't do anything that's completely stupid. Some things are head scratching, but I've never seen a pick like we see with CBS where it's just like, what the fuck? Why are you guys even doing this? So obviously, that's the mock draft. Sorry for me basically sounding like someone who could probably rock you to sleep, but given finals time, it's supposed to be quiet hours 24/7, and we already know that it is 11 o'clock for me. Yeah. So hopefully I can get this up, but if I don't until like maybe 1 a.m., y'all know why. So I hope you guys did enjoy. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you on the far side. Peace.